What's up, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of Let's Talk Toys. As always, I'm your host, Dave Wonder, but tonight is a very special night. Tonight, we talk not only, it's nice on a Monday when I'm not by myself. That sounds so pathetic when I say that out loud. But tonight, I am joined by everybody's bean-hating, LaCroix-drinking son of a gun, the man with 3 cats and that thing. It's Madman Matt Lind. Hi, Matt.
Hey, I'm drinking a beer.
Oh,
It's a tasty beer, but look at that. It's pretty rad.
It has barley. It's like beans.
Is it? I don't... No.
Anyways, but once we get past the bean-hating, LaCroix-twirling son of a gun, we are joined by the boss of Boss Fight Studios. We got Mr. Erik Arana. What up, dude?
How's everyone doing?
Welcome back. Oh, look.
Oh.
I have my wash water. That's all I got to drink down here.
I mean, that might impact you in a similar fashion.
Matt, let's be honest. But you know what? Everybody knows what we're here for, but I'm going to put it out there. For those who don't know, Boss Fight Studios puts out some of the most amazing, badass wrestling figures that are out there to date. We were lucky enough to have Erik on with Wave 1. There, Matt's showing off Rey Fenix and Penta. And Taya. I was like, wow, Penta's looking great. But they put out both the Fanaticos wave and the premium waves. We looked at Wave 1 of the premium figures and the Fanaticos together. And tonight, we are looking at the very awesome Wave 2, featuring K-Dog himself and Lady Maravilla? Is that right?
Yeah, Lady Maravilla.
All right, there we go. 2 absolutely astonishing figures. I know Matt has his sweet second cam set up. So I will probably leave that on the majority of the time because it's the best shot we got, folks. But before we dive into these, I was going to ask Erik, is there anything you want to put out there about these fantastic, insanely awesome figures?
Conan is
I'm doing this so I can hit the button.
he's a favorite of mine from way back. So it was an honor to get a new figure of him out. And this is Lady Maravilla, the Wonder Woman of AAA. This is her first action figure. So I was very excited to do that, and I know she's really excited about it. So.
I saw somebody say that they already had theirs in hand. So our pre-orders are shipping on these.
Yep.
Already.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, but they're not up in the store yet, correct?
No, they haven't gone live on the store, but they are shipping now, and also I think Big Bad and everybody will start shipping theirs as well. So
I know some retailers have already started to get there.
So yeah, check all your usual suspects if you want to buy these after seeing how friggin' great they are, because I think you will want them.
Oh, dude, I have set these over as far in the corner as I could since I got them last week because I'm like, I want to play with them.
Well, I was over there on Friday, and I don't know if it was subconscious or not, but you also piled a ton of other shit in front of them.
I did. I
put all these other boxes here. I can't go over to where the.
You don't understand. I try so hard to save stuff for Wednesdays, and then I'm like,
I can't. That's why I'm never on Wednesdays.
Matt and I we got these last week, and I was like, I want to play with them.
Yeah, it's about I think it's one of the longest I've ever had a figure sit in my home unopened.
It was a great test of willpower and strength. I'm just throwing it out there. Matt and I, excellent recruits for the Green Lantern Corps. There is a way, but now I just want to play.
Yeah. So other than being a fan of Conan and Lady Maravilla being a AAA star. Was there anything else that like led you guys to choose these as the second wave of the premium?
It was once I realized I could do Conan, I slotted him in as quick as I could, especially since he'd never been done like this in his like Mexico attire.
I mean, he's barely been done at all. I mean, I think there was a Toy Biz figure back in the day.
A couple of Toy Biz WCW figures, and then a couple of.
He had some from Mexico, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay,
There was also Toy Biz TNA figures of him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
3 Live Crew.
Yeah, and then there was one from Mexico that was like the kind of in the stance. Solid plastic figure.
I just have to throw this out here because it is something that is absolutely astonishing and hypnotizing. And at first I was like, wow, that's some crazy heavy deco. And then I looked up the reference pictures of that chest hair.
Oh yeah.
My goodness. That is some well coiffed cleavage foliage.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it. How the hell did Conan not get Manscaped to sponsor his podcast? I'm just throwing that out there. Dude clearly was ahead of his time. Putting that out there. Real quick, Eric, I'll leave it to you because you are the boss. Who should we start with, Maravilla, or should we start with K-Dog?
We're talking about K-Dog, so let's start with him.
All right.
And, yeah, I have one. I have a set as well.
Oh.
For some odd reason, in the back of my head, I'm like, man, Eric's had this fucking open for like 3 weeks.
I have.
This is your home copy.
Yeah, this is my.
So like last time with the Fanaticos, I was not delicate with the boxers.
No, you were not.
And just a minute. I was being so careful. I love the artwork on these boxes. They're absolutely beautiful. I think one thing that always just absolutely kills me is I'm not an inbox collector, but like Boss Fight and Plunderlings are like the two companies where I'm like, but the packaging's so pretty.
Well, our creative services boss, Dave Reeves, he does such a good job creating the look, and he created the whole look and the line look and everything for the packaging and the graphics and everything with the kind of splatter and the changing the color per
release,
kind of to match the talent and everything, and that was all him, and he does such a good job with it.
It's so pretty. Like mad props to him.
I can't wait to see what he comes up with for MLW, because that's going to be because again he's creating that whole line look.
Dude, it'll be killer, no doubt. I've gotten so used to like the Mattel and like other packages where like everything is like clamped in, and I made the
little
thing just like that. I was like, no.
I've actually like broken figures trying to get them out of the plastic.
Cough,
or like bent something.
Cough, NECA. Ooh. First thought off the bat. It's so smooth. It's so smooth.
Yeah, there's detents in there, but they're not the kind where you're like, oh, this isn't gonna hold those mid poses or whatever. You were saying these are the first from your new factory, right?
Yeah, so this is the first some of the first items that we've gotten from our new factory partners, and they've just been wonderful.
I'm just gonna show this real quick, because I talked about it. I'm sorry. I just look at that.
That is
magnificent,
bushy, wonderful carpet of
right
of meat.
That is some cleavage foliage. It's beautiful. And back to Matt's camera with the nice angles. There he's giving the Hadouken.
Yes. Yeah, we got some alternate hands. I can do this. I'm contorting myself around a light.
I was wondering
And
how
also
you had it set up. I was like
tethered to my headset, so it's interesting. But we got a pointing hand.
The sad part is I know the finger gun hand. I know what it's for, but my first thought is like, can he Omega pose? Can he Omega pose? Can he?
Oh, well, it's one of my proud moments that as an 80s 90s
Can you?
kid,
I was gonna say, can you do your cameras on the side, Dave?
On
And
the
minus the
side?
main? Yeah, like minus the main and then yours on the side so we can still see your.
Let's try. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we
Oh,
go.
that's Eric. Whoop. There we
Well,
go.
yeah, we can do it. Yeah.
Nice.
So yes, proudest was your
oh
thing.
yeah, is that I got the West Side hand
Hell yeah.
in a toy. I don't know if that's ever been done, and I think it's hilarious.
And I know frequent Tiny Man guest and friend of ours, Ben Yorking Ginger, is very jealous of these heads. He wants
They're
these
so pretty.
heads for his custom purposes, not for lucha purposes. But yeah, I have always loved this alternate.
Yeah, the kind of night
The
grill
night-
thing
That's
going
so
on is
good.
really a lot of fun.
Right, Eddie?
Hand out of here and see if
Absolutely
it
funny.
focuses.
The thing that always kills me is like I'm. So truth be told, I have another set of these coming, because I love the sculpts, and after series 1, I was like, I'm not missing out on these. I'm just gonna do it now, and it's good to go. Oh, what up, Pains? How's it going? Mitch, are you asking about the heads, Matt? King really wants some heads.
He does. He really wants heads. But yeah, this is great. It continues what you guys have been doing since the beginning, with having the mask be, an overlay
Which is
over to give that proper depth.
Yeah, to kind of layer it.
Yeah, because otherwise you end up with
the eye holes.
that,
yeah.
which often doesn't look super great, and it's a bitch to paint, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, and
The
actually
factory.
that's a big part of it. Actually, it's not not only does it look nicer, but it actually helps the factory in terms of deco, because they can paint the eyes and stuff before they put the mask on.
I just
Set him up here. I did bring in some other. There we go. You can see him next to Eddie.
this.
And keep in mind that all of Mattel's Eddies are way too tall.
Yep.
Yeah, the Eddies
What
are
up,
way
Luca?
tall.
Knight in Spanish is caballero. Yes, it is.
There's Ray. And then,
Dude,
of course, got Hoovy.
So crazy. I was all excited the other day. I was putting some of my luchadors up, and I realized I sold my old Jack Super Crazy. The only Super Crazy I have is the
Yeah.
old San Francisco Toy Makers one, and I'm like, "Ooh, we've come a long way."
Yes.
Like, he is super. He is crazy. He is super crazy. Memories. Them traps are as thick as that torso thatch.
Oh, it's I love the build on this guy. He's got that more. I mean, he's still pretty cut, but I wish there were more figures that had that more like 60s, 70s wrestler physique.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was, back in the day, like when he first came to the US to ECW and WCW, they actually used to call him the Mexican Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he was. I mean, he
was jacked. Back
hot.
then. Like,
Yeah,
he was big.
built. Yeah, I was gonna say he was built like a brick shithouse. Like that dude. Like for days. Also, we can show off. Here's my boss fight accessory kit box. I think I have about 12 sets in here now.
And just like height, talking about heights and stuff, like he is only 5'11". Like he's not.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, so he's not like
even as tall as Jericho and some of the guys that you may not realize are as tall as they are. But
yeah, and he scale. I mean, if you bring in
Ray or Penta,
and then with the Fanaticos, which are slightly taller. I mean, yeah. So you can really, I mean, I think Conan's right where he ought to be in the somewhat fuzzy scale of wrestling figures.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I get them, I'm like, this isn't the size of this man.
dude, and the neck joint.
That double barbell or that barbell.
You can kind of give it a lot more character in your pose too.
Yeah,
you're getting those angles, and this friggin' diaphragm joint is like butter. Despite having the carpet, it's amazing.
It's literally made of butter.
Right. Noted.
Buttery carpet. Yes.
Boss fight. We're supporting the Midwest.
So yeah, Eric, before we move on to Maravilla, take us through like how long of these has this wave been in like development and production and stuff? Just talk a bit about the process.
Way longer than it should have been, which is unfortunate because we started these before pandemic hit. So of
course that's gonna
the next things are ramping up much faster now, and you'll start seeing multiple waves a year now for both and MLW. So
which is great for my shelf and not for my wallet, but that's a problem for the plasma center.
Man, there's banks too that you can donate stuff to. I'm just saying. Donate this thing.
So yeah, we one of the hardest things for Conan specifically was there's zero high-res photography from this era, and there's just not a lot of photos in general from this era. So finding, it's not just I got to find a photo of him in the costume I want, but then I got to find photos of the costume from the front, the back, the side, same with the mask and everything. And we I went back and found a bunch of old, and I actually do this often. I find a bunch of old videos on YouTube and stuff like that, and I pause and screen cap just so I can get like images all the way around.
The surround.
Oh, that's Shaggy in the chat is asking, and maybe this would be a good idea for an exclusive.
Can you flock
it for a flock chest, Conan?
But this is something that I think Boss Fight does better than really any of the big boys out there. But the posability is a big thing for me in the articulation. But like, there's something about your articulation scheme that gives it such a natural look. Like, if you take an Elite or what the hell is the other Unchained,
unmatched, unrivaled, and then there's Supreme.
Yeah, I feel like these are the most. I don't know. These feel natural. I love posing figures, and I especially love posing wrestling figures, just because I'm such a big fan. And these when you pose them with weapons or props or anything, look like they're going to do something. They look like they're actively doing something instead of looking like a toy doing that. I guess if that makes sense. I'm trying to get a nice way of putting it.
we went back and forth a lot about the articulation, about the engineering, early on, because both a number of us are toy collectors, and a couple of us are wrestling collectors. So
there we go.
We had a lot. We have Marvel Legends sitting around. We've got Star Wars Black and Elites and AEW and all this stuff sitting around. Just in our offices anyway. So we went back and forth a lot about the articulation and the engineering, and a lot of it was Fred and I playing with figures and putting them in poses and seeing what the limitations were, because we wanted the wrestling figures to feel like to hit their kind of their poses in the ring and do a lot of that. And that's where we landed on a lot of the articulation, was trying to get, especially the torso is really where.
I just want to draw attention to this deco.
It's insane.
Oh,
the light leopard
is
that many hits on a head is just phenomenal. Question from the chat. Nightmare 10880 has and loves the Taya and has pre-ordered Black Taurus, and is wondering if either of them might be getting premiums at some point.
We did announce that Taya's getting a premium in the next wave, actually.
Nice.
Along with Vampiro, like a 90s Vampiro, like late 90s Vampiro.
So more like the punk.
Yeah,
like
more like
jeans
kind of the ghoul.
Because you've got the one coming in the next wave of Fanaticos.
Yes,
and that's got the red and black spandex.
Yeah, which is early Mexico Vampiro.
Yeah. That's his AAA look, isn't it?
That's his AAA look, and it's also very similar to his AAA figure from back then.
I think that's a Killian. Oh, Mitch says, Eric, your figures make me want to get into wrestling too. Mitch, I'm just saying, you'd be supporting some pretty awesome people. Just saying.
That is true.
But again, the diaphragm joint and everything, and the ball joint at the waist, you can really just crank this back. And I don't know.
Well, I'm looking at this too, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like he shares any tooling with either of the previous.
He isn't the waist and the at least the upper legs same as Phoenix.
Maybe it's hard to. I was going to say the legs look bulkier on Conan.
Yeah, we because we
and if it's a different factory, I suppose
it was a different factory.
Sure.
We retooled it completely.
Nice.
But because we were retooling and the original Phoenix and Penta were a little shorter than we wanted them to be.
Oh, okay.
We tweaked the sculpt on the legs to increase their size a little bit.
Oh,
yeah, you've got the bulkier arms and torso.
Yeah, he has bigger arms.
Joey B, these scale really well with the elites because Conan is not a large fellow.
Yeah, let me bring in his.
Well, he's not a tall fellow anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll bring in his sometime WCW rival, Mr. Luger.
So Matt, would you say he feels like a champion and looks like a champion?
So yeah, I can't remember how tall Luger's supposed to be.
He's pretty tall, isn't he?
He's beefy.
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up. I think he's a tall.
I got it.
6'3".
There you go.
So, but again, the Mattel figures are sometimes too tall. And then I've got Mr. Mysterio, who comes in at 5'6". So, I would say he's very reasonably scaled to the elites. And then I'll also bring in Corazon de Leon, aka
Jericho.
Christopher Jericho.
Christoph Jericho.
And his head, now looking at this figure again, that dome is pretty outsized.
Yeah. Is it weird when I saw that sculpt, all I could think of was a really young Steve Austin? It doesn't look like Jericho to me. Like, it looks like, I don't know, blondie Steve Austin. The other thing that, and this, I think this comes from my love of sculpture and all that crap, but it's just you have like a skin texture. There's a texture.
Yeah.
To the actual sculpt. Like it. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, and you can really. I mean, you can definitely. It's really apparent in the Wave 1 premiums as well.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Here we go.
See if this will focus. I have to get my hand out of here. But yeah, there's definitely some texture in the torso, which is nice, and it really does contrast nicely with the the smoothness of the spandex.
And again, I think it's stuff like that that really sets these apart, because like I said, these are some, like the boss, specifically the Legends of Lucha Libre line, are some of my most anticipated wrestling figures all the time now. Because after Wave 1, after the Fanaticos, I'm like, God dang, like I need more of these in my hands. Like they're just
skin has a texture.
Yep.
And there's nothing that frustrates me more in the toy world. I do understand why it happens.
Then parts reuse. It's like, okay,
yeah,
we can totally use this torso with a sculpted belly button as a shirt, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, let's use detail and then paint over it.
305,000. I agree with you. I do wish Lucha Underground had lasted long enough to get figures.
There's
some great stuff there. But speaking of that, Ben from the Bunker is asking who is getting MLW figures that's been announced, and I believe there are tentative plans there, or I can't remember if anybody's been announced, but there may be some former Lucha Underground people eventually making it into MLW, since they are signed over there. So.
Yeah, there's MLW runs the
they've got what the hell do they call it
now? Lucha Azteca.
Yes, Lucha Azteca.
And so they've got, they have a number of talent from Lucha Underground are over at MLW, and you'll probably see some of them kind of
popping up,
getting snuck in wherever we can.
Heck yeah, more masks. The
have you announced the first MLW lineup
yet?
Not.
Okay, we have not, but I can tell everyone to, keep your eyes on our social media pages and stuff, because we're going to have a big announcement about MLW soon.
Nice.
That will include pre-order information. So
it's happening.
I have the first wave at the office in
you got samples?
Yeah, but they're early samples. They're not
through
yet. They're just like the sculpts, and it's just like checking a fit and build and everything. But the figures are looking amazing, including one gentleman who's already back at WWE. But the figure is just gorgeous. I'm glad we're still able to put it out.
Hell yeah! I mean, that's just more awesomeness for the WWE display then. That's all.
Yes.
Joey B says, I think it may be a little short, maybe passable though. Joey, I display all the all of the premium and Fanaticos in with my Mattel Elites, and they're good. They fit great. Are these going to be premium figures or the basic characters? Says Joey.
There are going to be premium figures of some of the basics, and vice versa.
Yes.
Both ways. But Mitch, throwing that sweet bit of social media links up there.
And we're at the halfway mark as well, so we should probably hop over to our other unboxing.
Yes. Haha. So that would be Lady Maravilla, whose accessory actually caught me off guard, because I wasn't thinking about it, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, oh, it's her selfie stick. Like, of course.
Oh, just tore that.
Oh, of course, this one opens perfectly.
Don't be in footage tonight for Givens. I mean, that's the day, I suppose. But
I mean, we can roll it at the end. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm busy.
I don't want to. Okay, the camera is adjusting.
Oh, here, I suppose here while we're doing these. There we go. So again, she comes with 2 spare sets of hands. She has her open palm hands as well as her gripping hands. She comes packed with her fists already on. I will say this too. After many Marvel Legend female sculpts and stuff of the hands and such, it's really nice to see like, oh, that's a very nice hand sculpt. That's not like microscopic, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Everybody doesn't. Women don't have these tiny hands.
Oh, yeah. This is. I mean,
God,
this
dang.
this is really nice. I mean, the Taya. I love the Taya figure, but to have the premium articulation, with the butterflies and just the extra hip range and everything.
Well, and the fact that you hid the butterfly in her gear cut,
yeah,
is beautiful. Like, let's see if it'll show. But the butterfly is directly connected to the shoulder joint, but it's hidden and matched into her shoulder cut, which is awesome. Speaking of which, where is this thing figure? Selfie stick, that's a cool accessory. Boss fight making me want to buy wrestling. No interest in, just don't like.
I think the selfie stick is in one of the accessory sets.
No, it's not actually. It's
not. No.
It's just with her right now.
Okay.
I think
I was confusing it with. I was confusing it with the the hacks selfie stick, which I got in a couple different iterations. So yeah, alternate head with a smiling face and different hair, so that's cool. I'll switch my camera to the big view here.
Also, this is something silly and simple, but it's something that I love, is that the wrist wraps and gauntlets are separate pieces. So if you are a customizer, the king of modularity in Boss Fight Studios comes through again and allowing for some absolutely amazing opportunities for customizing your figures, which I think is great. That alternate sculpt rules.
Yeah, that hair is crazy on the alternate head.
Yeah.
Man, the factory really nailed the gloss versus matte black on the mask.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, it's my camera is kind of picking it up, but you can see that the border and the M are gloss, and then the rest of it's flat, which is just a really nice touch.
Ben from the bunker says, I have Wave 1. They're way better than Jazzwares and Contenta. I agree. Those figures were endlessly frustrating. I mean, I might have gotten a bad one, but I might.
And they were. I got both the Wave 1 and Wave 4 versions, and yeah, they're fine.
Also, the smile sculpt on the alternate head is awesome. Like one of the things of I think that's hard to capture is like a good smile.
Yeah,
because you can really cheese it over too easily.
Yeah, once somebody there's a more extreme expression, it stops looking like them.
Yeah,
in freeze frame. So yeah, it is really hard to kind of get that likeness and that smile. I use when they're wearing masks, the likeness is kind of a separate thing, but we really do try and make the parts you can see look like them.
Yeah, which I mean is dead on. Lady Maravilla, she was in Lucha Underground, right?
You're confusing her with Sexy Star.
Yeah. Lady Maravilla is too young to have been in that.
Which is wild.
She's only in her 20s.
She's AAA.
Yeah, AAA. She's part of the Los Toxicas stable with, and they if you want to watch a great match with her, earlier this year at AAA's Triple Mania, there was a women's battle royale hardcore match in a cage.
We're taking
oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Lady M ended with a bloody, like she was just coated in blood. Like at the end,
I think that's the thing is like she is one of those talents that you kind of have to go, holy shit, she's only been doing this how long?
Yeah.
Because well,
she started in her teens, like she was really, really young.
Yeah.
But my only thing is so I'm gonna have a complaint about my own figure.
Well, I guess if anybody's allowed.
Yeah, I wish the hand grip was a little tighter.
I think that's. Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair for the selfie stick. It's a little loose.
Yeah, like it's a little loose in there.
I think although the vertical wrist hinge.
Oh, that's
so simple but so amazing. Mitch Falcon, is it that they're too good? And the cool thing is, like, I had a couple of friends who came through.
Erik is just having the realization that he's peaked as a human with these figures. And can't handle it.
I'm just gonna say it. The next round of figures is better.
Well, all right.
Always my goal is that the next thing I do is my new favorite thing. Legitimately my new favorite thing that I've ever done, and so I'm always pushing myself, and so each wave I hope gets better and better, because it should.
What's wild is I literally while sitting here and us talking about these, my only complaint about your figures, Erik, here is that it's really frustrating because now my fucking top 10 list that I spent like all last week formulating the toys for the year just got blown out of the damn water. It's now I've got to rearrange stuff again.
I'm always here for you.
It is a damn fine year for figures, and these rounding it off, because I think these will actually be my last figures of the year. It going out on a strong fucking note. What up, Smunkin? How's it going, bud? Ben from the bunker says, how long does the whole process take from the time you decide to make a figure before they are out to fans?
Let's say optimally, without COVID.
Yeah, without the pandemic.
Optimally, it's for boss fight. It's about 13 to 15 months. From that's from concept, which is usually just a photo of the character, and all the way to in hand. We do move slower than, because we're smaller, we move slower than a Hasbro or a Mattel or anything like it, things like that. But we're always trying to pull that in as much as we can.
Right on. I am trying to find.
I mean, I'm gonna be just. This Maravilla. I mean, I thought the tile was great. But this is probably I think. I mean, I don't think I need to even put any modifiers on it. This is the best female wrestling figure I've ever owned.
Oh, thank you. That's huge.
Agreed, 100%. I mean, like, no offense to Conan, but like I think because
I was more excited about Conan just on the face of it because I know Conan better and I really love that look. But with Maravilla in hand, I'm so excited for the potential.
Dude, right? There. Like the crazy thing is looking at the Maravilla and knowing that we're getting a tie-up coming out in this, and like I'm just like, oh, son of a gun!
Not just tie-up, but Prince Presley.
I mean, Prince Presley is where it's at.
It's actually a Prince Presley figure
with a tie accessory. Yeah. Yes.
My Miss Lion is waiting. Miss Lion lies in wait. Now I have two Miss Lions actually too.
So. Yeah, I do too. No, this is wonderful. The Mattel Ultimate female figures have been really nice, but this moves so much smoother. Just really well done.
What other females have they done besides Rhonda?
They've done Rhonda, Becky, and Alexa, and Charlotte. Yes.
Man, I missed a lot of those.
And they haven't done one in more than I want to say a year, maybe 2 years now for those.
Yeah.
Well, they had to put out like 3 Hulk Hogans.
Yeah. and a couple of rocks and a couple machos.
For the record, I don't blame them. If I had access to Hulk Hogan and The Rock, I'd be putting
yeah.
in every wave too. So.
But
I want an Arsenio Hall set Macho Man where he tells us to cry, because that is still one of my. It's one of those clips that I remember seeing as a small lad and being like, Macho Man said it's like in a million years if you would have told me
nobody ever
that.
wants a Jay Leno. You know,
no.
Nobody ever wants a Jay Leno.
Well, they're doing an Eric Bischoff figure. That'll get you close.
Yeah,
Get you most of the way there.
And he comes with the alternate.
Ben from the bunker coming in hot on Hogan there.
Hulk Hogan, but he still won't. brother.
Wow.
Hey, leave Mr. T out of it. He's still thanking his mother.
Mother, there is no other.
Yeah, I was like still on that stage accepting his Hall of Fame speech. They turned off the lights. They took down the stage. Mr. T will go on. But Mr. T finds a way. What about a new Bonesaw figure? I don't think that's gonna happen, man. So Sony would never.
Yeah, you gotta get Sony and the Fed aligned.
I want a Carl.
Good luck. Once you get that done, you can do peace in the Middle East.
Dixel or Dixel Dixol asks, how many figs do you currently have in different areas of production? Ooh.
Oh.
I probably have 3 waves of Fanaticos and 3 waves of premium.
Well, the next wave of Fanaticos is going up for pre-order soon.
No, it'll actually premium. The next wave of premium will go up before Fanaticos.
Really? The Black Taurus, Ultimo Dragon.
Oh, those are already up.
Those are up.
Those will be the next
that's my bad. Okay, no, okay.
Those will be the next ones to come out. They're still up for pre-order, and they're already in production.
Don't tell Ben, but I ordered him a Tarus. I'm like giant Mantar man. That's
he'll be all over that. Yeah.
Like okay.
Yeah, I gotta get my pre-order for that because I needs me an Ultimo.
Dude.
Oh yeah, Ultimo and Black Taurus are like they're made for figures, like their costumes. Like they look so good.
I wish there was a source for 15 slightly different AWA belts.
Yeah.
So I could fully outfit Ultimo.
Have that pose with all the belts.
The funny thing is in like seeing the Ultimo figure, like I had like a flashback to being a little kid and then actually seeing Ultimo at First Wrestling here in the cities, where like when he came out, my first thought wasn't holy shit, it's freaking Ultimo Dragon. My first thought was, I want that. It's like he's so toyetic. I mean,
when we saw him way up north at Fortune Mania, and he came out with that like cape with all the little like mirrors on it. I'm like, you're like 4 hours from civilization in nowhere, Minnesota.
Yeah,
and you're coming out dressed like that. Holy shit! And then also like we ended up, Danny and I went to the one like decent restaurant in the casino that was hosting this event, and just picked a table.
It's just the best of the worst.
Well, yeah, but anyway, so we sit down, and a couple local guys out of their gimmicks. It was Thunder Frogger and Wildcat, but they were out of their gimmicks. But if you've interact with either of them for any extended period of time, you can put 2 and 2 together pretty quick. Anyway, they're like, "Hey, Sonny Ono and Ultimo Dragon were sitting in those chairs," and we're like, "Oh, which one? Who was in which chair?" And I was in Ultimo's. I was sitting in Ultimo's butt heat, and Danny got Sonny Ono's.
That's Matt all over. Just taking that heat. Ultimo butt heat. Yeah. Dude, like the crazy thing about this line is that it's a wrestling line that's made by wrestling fans, and it's absolutely rad. Like it shows through so much, Eric, and I
you can even us out here.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
It's
It's
that
a
thing
little
of,
less
don't get me
awkward.
wrong, I know the XL team, I know the Jazzwares team, I know those guys, they have wrestling fans and stuff that are working on their teams and stuff like that. But Boss Fight is such, for lack of a better term, intimate company of that you guys are so much
about
more,
right.
you guys are so much more involved, and you don't have as much of the crazy corporate BS, I guess, for lack of a better term.
We're very nearly uncomfortably intimate sometimes. And then we really don't want to be that corporate thing. Like we're small enough that we don't need to be. So
nothing's announced, Joey, but I feel like Premium Ultimo is very likely.
If only he wore the same costume in a million different colors.
with varying accessories of complexity.
Nightmare came in. I might have missed it, but is Legends of Lucha Libre tied to a specific company, or is it more individual wrestlers? It correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, Eric, but it goes through Masked Republic. Correct?
Yes. So Masked Republic represents luchadors, and
thanks, Mitch.
So like they kind of get it it's like a one-on-one. So some of them are tied to
it's an agency kind of.
Yeah, because we can do Penta and Phoenix, even though they're at AEW, and we could do Black Taurus is
Impact.
He's showing up right now at Impact and Ring of Honor and everything like that. And Laredo Kid is coming from us as well, and he's
hell yeah
on Impact. He's another one that has some crazy, those wings that he wears out to the ring are just so cool.
It's insane. Toy de Jour chiming in with 3 cats, this thing, and Ultimo residual buddy.
That's right.
Living that dream. We'll see, Dixel. We'll see. Ben
maybe not a premium, but of wrestling, I think so. Yes, I think that's the plan.
Ben from the bunker. It's almost like it's better to have smaller, passionate companies than a large soulless corporation. Just remember, none of us on the air actually said that. That was comments.
But also keep that in mind when the pre-orders roll around.
Mattel's gonna pick.
Please keep that in mind.
Pre-orders are important to the smaller companies, especially. So if you see stuff coming that you want, hit that pre-order button. And help them.
If you can get it direct, because I know I will fully admit my autopilot is just like, I went up on BBTS, order. Meanwhile, I'm like, wait, why the hell am I ordering from BBTS? I could just order them from Boss Fight direct, and legitimately after the stream, I am probably going to order another Ultimo and another Taurus, because I'm pretty sure there's a certain beard who might go, why'd he get Mantar? And it's like, no, it's not Mantar. It's Black Taurus. Just saying.
But yeah, the Boss Fight shop has always done right by me. They ship fast. They pack well. They got it going on.
Our warehouse guy, the wonderful Chris McLeod, he's insane. How quick not only how quick he gets everything out, but how clean that warehouse is.
I did not know that Chris was your warehouse guy. I just knew him from Joe conventions. So
he is our warehouse guy, and he's
good for him.
I think the warehouse is cleaner than my office. So,
dude, it's I mean there you go. Good people in every department there at Boss Fight Studios.
Chris is good people.
Right? Yeah, he is.
Just in general. But we are actually already down to the last 9 minutes. So real quick, I'm gonna give the floor to you, boss. I will put up your sweet socials and drop you up into the main feed. Because what do you got coming up? What do you want to hype, man? I mean, obviously we are hyping the shit out of the premiums waves too. But the floor is yours.
Yeah, the premium wave 2s, keep an eye out for MLW, because that's the pre-sales are coming up soon, and we're going to be pushing hard on them. The first wave is magnificent. So And as far as our other stuff, we just got in the King Features superhero PVCs. We just got in the Popeye Wave 1, and the Popeye stuff it might be some of the coolest stuff we've ever done. It's just gorgeous. The deco, the sculpts, it just looks like the cartoon popped off the television.
Bluto and Popeye will be getting busted open on Wednesday night's mini marathon stream.
Nice.
I have them waiting in the wings to bust open. We actually sold out of Olive and Castor before I was able to nab them from the shop. So I will grab some down the way. I know Nerdin' Out has them, so I'm very, very excited.
As always, gang, tell your local comic shops about us. Please get us in your store. They can buy us through Diamond, and where they get all their comics and all their toys. So and spread the word.
Smunkin says, Eric, you probably already answered this. If so, I'm sorry, but is there any figure license you don't have that you want to work on?
Oh my God, so many. so many.
I think we covered that on Tiny Meng too.
Yeah, it comes up, but it's. I mean, if you had that power, man.
Yeah, if in a perfect world,
you'd do Green Lantern, right?
Oh yeah, I would just the DC in general. I would plots over, and beyond that, there's just so many things. Like, I'd love to do Evil Dead, or there's so many horror franchises I would love to work on.
Dude, you have Fraggle Rock, you win. I'm just
we do have Fraggle Rock, and that's another one that's coming up fast, and
my God,
amazing sculpts, like just so gorgeous.
I still need to make that contact. But hell comes to Frogtown.
Oh, I would make the hell out of some Frogtown toys. Real quick, I want to scroll up to Mitch up here.
The Pie Man
question: is there a Pie Man coming? I mean, the Pie Man cometh. I don't think you can stop that. It's not my brand, so I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak out of turn, but Katrina's a huge strawberry shortcake collector. Our old dining room way back in Massachusetts had a china cabinet built into the wall, and all her strawberry shortcakes were in it. So every once in a while, you could open the china cabinet.
And just get
the smell like fruit, like within minutes. So,
built-in air freshener.
Yeah,
get a little sun in there just to heat up that sweet scent.
And then you've got the epic skeletons are coming.
Yeah, epic skeletons are amazing. The 6-inch skeletons with all this gear, and they're just gorgeous. They're going to be we got in some packaging samples actually today.
And you hoping Q1 on those, or like a
hopefully Q2? That's the goal, and they are just so gorgeous.
Yeah, those are. I mean, I love skeleton toys, and then the Saurozoics, are those Q1,
Q2? We're hoping for Q1.
Nice.
We've seen samples pretty far along the way, and again, not my brand, so
right.
Yeah,
I can't always keep track. But the Saurozoic stuff is.
Oh, that pie is super fun.
It's just great. The design is insane.
I can't wait to have that Stegosaurus wrestle Conan.
That's the other thing that's up right now. If you do get a chance, as up for pre-sale is the Legends of Lucha Libre wrestling ring with the storage drawer.
Oh yes, awesome
you
drawer.
Can keep all your extra heads and hands with your Lucha Libre toys.
Which freaking brilliant. Toy Du Jour throws up, congrats on all your success, Eric. I remember seeing your stuff on Joe Customs back in the day. I love when passionate people find the success they've earned.
Thank you.
And Mitch thanks you very much for answering.
I listened to a podcast called Bastard Tapes, and they find the weirdest and worst of music, and the Strawberry Shortcake had an album, and it did feature the strawberry rap, so now that's stuck in my head.
Is it as bad as the Garfield rap? Because that's the worst rap in the world. And
I
it's
mean,
like 100 minutes long.
they're both not good.
You speak truth.
And
Oh,
then 112 blanks. Yeah, is that being thought about?
I mean, we think about everything.
Oh, of course. Wistfully staring into the distance.
Yeah, we'll we'll see how the first couple of waves of epic hacks, which is what we're calling the 6 inches,
The
1/12 line, and so we'll see how the first couple of waves go, and then what we're hoping to branch out into more
Nice.
stuff for it. So.
Smunkin asks, oh, you're not supposed to talk about that rap. That's how we beat it. Ben from the Bunker says, completely random. Any chance of getting Toad Air Marshal? I believe that goes back to the Bucky.
Bucky, yeah.
Currently, our contract is up with continuity and Bucky, and with everything that's been happening in the Addams family.
Yeah.
Not that Addams family. For the last year or so, it's that there's not like a current plan to pick it back up. Doesn't mean it won't happen.
Yeah.
But until everything is kind of restructured and
Right.
for not just them, but for our own focus has shifted as well. So
Mitch, you bastard.
On the rap. For those interested, click that.
I
link.
mean, you can
Please
play us
go
out.
outside, use headphones.
Mhm.
Don't expose people to that monster. I found. Oh boy. 3PO's Ewoks bedtime story.
Oh, it's a funky disco rap.
That'll make it better.
Yeah, all of those things are very contradictory.
Yeah.
But we're down to the final minute. So real quick, Matt, where can people find you?
You can find me every Tuesday on Tiny Mang Tuesdays, nearly every Sunday, doing prep school with York and Ginger on the No United channel, or maybe it's on Heel Turn. I can't remember. It's out there. And then sometimes I pop in and do crazy stuff like this. David.
Hi. You can find me right here Monday through Wednesday. Monday is Let's Talk Toys, or sometimes some fantastic unboxings with the boss man himself, which is pretty damn cool. Thank you again for this opportunity, Eric. I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you for having me.
Dude, you're always welcome. The door is always open to the boss. Both bosses, I suppose. But anyways, Tuesday is Tiny Make Tuesday, which is Chop and Shop and Talk and Shop with Jarek. If you're bored tomorrow, swing on by. And then Wednesday is Grippin' and Rippin', which this week is something very special because it is the Grippin' and Rippin' mini marathon for the kids. I will be going from 8 p.m. Central Standard Time to midnight, the turn of the day, to try and raise some money to get me past the damn $6,000 threshold on Extra Life. The chicken nuggets will return with the hot sauce. I have a bunch of amazing things to unbox. I have a bunch of amazing people stopping on by. So make sure to stop on by on Wednesday. Swing on in tomorrow on Tuesday and watch Matt and I try not to burn ourselves with the heat guns. And just go follow, subscribe to everybody here. Go buy stuff from Boss Fight Studio. You're not going to be disappointed. You're going to be better off for it in general. So, go check that out. As always, until the end of the year anyways, and then we start again. Check the link. The donation link is in the video description below. extra-life.org/participant/Dave Wonder. We're damn near $6,000. I'm still waiting on the stupid super chats to clear from YouTube, but if not, that comes out of my pocket, and I will donate it so that it hits before the end of the year because, damn it, kids deserve it.
And I don't know if he's still watching or not, but hey, Kevin, thanks for sharing the stream and getting the word out there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And also much love to Kev because he's been spreading anything that I post about Boss Fight and Master Public like wildfire.
He's a wonderful partner and a great friend. I am so happy I met him.
Hell yeah. One last thing before we wrap it up. As you know, I'm a punk and ska kid. I just got to put this out there. Rest easy, Terry. I'm a big fan of the specials, and that's a hell of a loss. His voice will always echo around in this old skull. But yeah, until next time, I got to play this at least once. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure Shaggy will come up here from the Windy City. So real quick, this, then the end credits.
Do you feel like a champion? Do you worry that you don't look like a champion? Try Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. At our state-of-the-art facility, you'll find wall art. Not one, not two, but a spectacular 3 cats. This thing. Top-of-the-line sewing equipment that Enhancement Talent has used to make Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. Let us take you to the top of the card.
There. Don't come for me. I'll see you tomorrow. Much love from Minnesota. Good night.